Widespread beneficial rain moved through our region today, but next week's forecast is looking more and more like spring with highs in the 70s. I got your full forecast coming up.
Crowds, parades, and patrols.
This is a whole of state effort to make sure that we bring the best posture to the city of St. Louis.
The ongoing safety efforts as the Mardi Gras fun continues, and the costly warning against drunk driving.
But that celebration and that unity should never cost somebody their life.
Plus, how a local company is fueling Team USA's Olympic dreams by supporting some of the world's best skiers. The rain is still coming down as we give you a live look at radar and across the bi-state on this wet holiday weekend. Thankfully, the rain did not put too much of a damper on the fun with Mardi Gras and Valentine's Day celebrations still underway at this hour. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to 5 on your side at 10. I'm Melanie Johnson. Robert Townsend has the night off. Meteorologist Lance Blocker says the rain will end overnight, but we have him right here in the studio. Lance, when will this rain stop?
Yeah, it's going to push out of here late tonight, early tomorrow morning. A few locations, maybe a couple of showers to start out the day, but most of us, again, dry, just with some cloud cover. Radar is lit up with scattered showers across our region. Cold, too. Well, chilly with temperatures in the 40s. We'll back this view back out. You can see this system extending all the way down to the coastline. In fact, they got a couple tornado warnings there in portions of Louisiana. They've had 49 reports of damage associated with severe weather down south of us. For us, we're just enjoying the beneficial rainfall, so we're thankful for that. Here's a live look up in St. Charles right now, showing the lower clouds with some light to moderate drizzle there as well. Roadways still wet here this evening. Again, temperatures across the area in the 40s. We didn't really get out of the 40s today either. It was a chilly day today, but we start a gradual warming trend tomorrow. Check this out. We go to the mid 50s. We're headed to the 60s and then to the 70s, a prolonged period of spring weather. I will say towards the end of the 7-day forecast, winter begins to make its return. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we'll detail that out and what it means for the rest of your week ahead.
Some good news, Lance. Thank you. Right now, here's a live look at Bourbon Street in New Orleans, where the world's biggest Mardi Gras celebration has been going on all day. Right here in St. Louis, safety was a top priority for law enforcement patrolling the Mardi Gras festivities in Soulard today. Our Reagan DeTrolio reports on the ongoing efforts to prevent drunk drivers from getting behind the wheel.
Mardi Gras is time for celebration. It's time for tradition. It's time for the community to come together. But that celebration and that unity should never cost somebody their life.
Tabitha Perkins with Moms Against Drunk Driving says while the annual Mardi Gras parade in Soulard is a bunch of fun, it can also be dangerous if you get behind the wheel after you've had a couple drinks.
It's $25 to $30 for a ride share. You can spend that easily at a bar that evening. So if you can afford a bar, you can afford a ride share. So an average DWI can cost you between $5,000 and $7,000 to get through the process, the justice process. Imagine, Uber or a Lyft. It's a few dollars compared to that.
SLMPD officers here say despite this gloomy weather out, they're still seeing tons of people out celebrating Mardi Gras on Saturday. Both police and city leaders are working around the clock to ensure everything runs smoothly this evening.
With the Highway Patrol, with St. Louis County, there is not just city agencies working well together. This is a whole of state effort to make sure that we bring the best posture to the city of St. Louis.
St. Louis City Police Chief Robert Tracy says there were no major incidents during Mardi Gras 2026, but there were lesser crimes like theft and minors under the influence.
20 minor in possession citations. We talked about underage drinking, and so we gave out summonses. All these people are 18 and above, but they were not 21.
The crowd is a little bit smaller, so are our calls. But what we have is 17 calls for service so far, and we had one non-urgent transport. Typically in previous years, those numbers are a lot higher than that.
Reporting in Soulard, I'm Reagan DeTrolio, 5 on your side.
Police shared for what you should do if you think you see a drunk driver on the road. Here's some tips for you. They advise you to stay far away from the car and call 911 immediately. Moms Against Drunk Driving also shared ways to spot a drunk driver. You can find a link to that guide by clicking this story on KSDK.com. Developing right now, an investigation is underway after a man died days after he was transported to the hospital by St. Louis police. Police officers say they responded Thursday to reports of a disturbance near the Amtrak station and bus stop on South 15th Street. They found 29-year-old Mark Smith acting erratically and in need of medical attention. Officers say no ambulance was available, so they transported Smith in a police van. During that ride, police say he intentionally struck his head against the metal screen. Smith was unconscious when he arrived at that hospital. He died 2 days later after being listed in critical condition. The department's force detectives, they are investigating this case as we speak. The Department of Homeland Security is in a partial shutdown right now. This comes after Congress failed to figure out how to fund the agency before a Friday deadline. Here's what we know so far. Many DHS workers will not get paychecks until the lapse in funding is resolved. Homeland Security is the last federal agency that needs funding for the rest of the 2026 fiscal year. That runs through the end of September. The public will likely not notice the impact of this shutdown. All other parts of the federal government, including the IRS and national parks, will stay open. When you think about Olympic skiing, you may not think about St. Louis, but there's a local company that's played a key role in the success of the U.S. ski team. Our Corey Miller has more from Milan.
At the Games, sponsored by GMC, we are professional grade.
It often takes a community to make an Olympian. Nobody gets here alone. One St. Louis-based company has taken its support of Team USA to the highest level, where passion meets good business.
When you think about Olympic skiing, you may not think about St. Louis, but perhaps you should.
Hey, how are you?
Meet Stifel CEO Ron Khrushchevsky.
See you in Italy. It's what brings my family together. So I can say, hey, let's go to the beach, they won't show up. If I say, let's go skiing, they're all there.
You've likely seen patches from the St. Louis-based wealth management and investment banking company adorn the Blues and Cardinals uniforms, but their partnership with United States Skiing is on another level.
They said, would you sponsor the team, like putting a patch on the jacket? And I said, no. And they said, what would you do? And I said, well, you know, how about if we branded the Stifel U.S. ski team? And here we are.
Yes, the team going for gold in Italy is literally called the Stifel U.S. ski team. And their biggest star, Michaela Schifrin, has been a frequent guest to our town. The all-time leader in World Cup racing wins comes to St. Louis every year for a massive fundraiser hosted by Stifel.
People now come every year, so I have the same people. And Michaela will sit there and come in and remember people by their first name. St. Louis is a giving town. We raised 7 figures every year, and so I want to thank all the people of St. Louis for supporting the ski team.
The CEO has big expectations for this year's Olympic team.
I'm fairly confident of all the teams, whether it be ice skating, luge, you know, all of it, hockey. But of the team sports, the Stifel U.S. ski team will win more medals.
And knows the partnership between his company and the ski team has helped all parties involved.
How do I know? Because people can pronounce Stifel now versus Stifle or Stifle or whatever they do. Our involvement has been impactful, very impactful. There's more money for development, for training, for how they travel. We frankly kind of, from a corporate sponsorship perspective, we want to own the sport. Well, that has helped the athletes, and they will say that.
If you're looking for the Stifel logo during the Olympics, you likely won't see it. That's due to strict sponsorship guidelines during the games. But there is no denying the St. Louis-based company's impact on Team USA on the mountains. Reporting in Italy, Corey Miller, 5 on your side.
St. Louis on a national stage. We love to see it. The Olympic action resumes tomorrow with Team USA versus Sweden in men's curling. Then 5 on your side's Olympic coverage begins with the men's relay. Celebrating Black excellence.
The change makers, the decision makers, the people that want to see St. Louis grow and thrive, those are the people that we look at.
The local leaders being honored at this year's Salute to Excellence and how it's inspiring the next generation.
It was a chilly and rainy start to the weekend, but tomorrow's looking great, and so is next week. I've got your full forecast next.
Welcome back to 5 on your side at 10. Today, people across our community spent their holiday weekend remembering the lives cut short due to gun violence. It happened during the 14th Valentine's Day Vigil Against Violence. The free annual event is hosted by the Peace Economy Project, a local nonprofit that organizers say the event provides a space for people to deal with the impact of gun violence and what it has done to their lives and to the community. The program featured guest speakers, poetry, and a short film, and a moment of silence. There's a group of men gaining global attention as millions applaud a simple act, living life. It's called One Strong Brotherhood, and it's getting millions of views online. 5 on your side spoke to the group's founder, Kadeem Tiem, about what started it all. Taim would record and post his friends sharing their joy and excited about doing things they've never done before. That includes ballet, beekeeping, poetry, and even getting a taste of matcha. Tiem said his grief behind losing friends as a teenager shaped his outlook on living life. He has a message for any kid in St. Louis looking for a community like this.
Just to have like an open mind, understand why like you're in the situation that you're in, and you know, just be open to like life.
Last year, the New York City Council named October Black Boy Joy Month in honor of One Strong Brotherhood. St. Louis child therapist Rochelle Shorter says young people often isolate in grief, but when they have a safe outlet, it can lead to building a community. It's Black History Month, and some of St. Louis's top business leaders are about to be honored. Next weekend, the St. Louis American will host its annual Salute to Excellence Gala. 5 on your side, Travis Cummings spoke with the woman behind the honors about what this recognition means for our region.
Our lifetime achiever in business is Keith Williamson. He is the president of the Centene Foundation. He is now retired. We also have Eric Rohn as our entrepreneur of the year. He is, you would know him a lot from being Cedric the Entertainer's manager, but he's produced a lot of different shows and series that you would have watched that you may not have any idea. Akbaret Boykin-Farr, and she's with Emerson. And then we have, as you mentioned, Leslie Gill, our nonprofit executive.
During Black History Month, a time to reflect on legacy and progress, this event is focused on history in the making.
The change makers, the decision makers, the people that want to see St. Louis grow and thrive, those are the people that we look at.
The 24th annual Salute to Excellence in Business, hosted by the historic St. Louis American, recognizes Black leaders shaping boardrooms, nonprofits, and industries across the region, many without ever seeking the spotlight. Before the awards begin, there's space to build something just as powerful, connection.
So we have an hour of networking before we start the awards program. It really just allows for corporate and community leaders to come together, get to know each other, meet people that you wouldn't always get the chance to be in the same room.
For director Raven Whitener, honoring them now while they can hear the applause is what makes the night special.
Being able to be a part of a day where these people are getting their flowers while they're here, like you said, living Black history. It means a lot to me because I know that it means so much to them.
Because the leaders being celebrated aren't just part of Black history, they're building it every day.
There are community champions living right next door to you that you have no idea the impact that they're making on the region that you live in.
Living Black history in St. Louis. We love to see it. The Salute to Excellence in Business is happening Thursday, February 27th at 6 p.m. at the Ritz-Carlton in Clayton. Tickets and tables are still available online. Besides, Brent Solomon will be emceeing the event, and proceeds go to scholarships to invest in the younger generation in St. Louis. Coming up, St. Louis is celebrating in style with its first ever birthday bash. From story time to live music, we'll tell you more coming up. This weekend, the Missouri Historical Society is hosting its first annual birthday bash for the city of St. Louis. The two-day event kicked off today at the History Museum. The free family-friendly celebration included live music, games, food, and even a birthday sing-along. The party resumes tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. until 4. And our meteorologist Lance Blocker, he has our weather impact forecast. Lance, do we have any good news showing us some love on this Valentine's Day weekend?
Yeah, well, we needed the rain, so that's good news, right? We're in a moderate drought across our area. Some places in a severe drought, so we'll definitely take the showers. The other good news is that all the severe weather stayed well down to our south along the coastline. Down in Louisiana, they got a couple active tornado warnings down there. This entire mass of rain and storms down south, all of that will continue to move eastbound. That means we will dry out overnight tonight. Let's go and check out the radar for us here at this hour. You can still see scattered showers moving west to east across the area. This mostly light to moderate rain. Some of the heavier downpours we had earlier, especially across the northern tier of counties, have moved out. Look at the rainfall totals across the region. The blues are right around about an inch of rain. The greens are even above that mark, slightly above that mark. Let's go ahead and populate some of those totals for you here. These are rainfall estimates, so you can kind of take this with a grain of salt. It doesn't do a great job with the exact data, maybe about 10% too high, but still, nevertheless, impressive rainfall for us for everybody across the region. Look at Rolla down there, over an inch and a half. It's probably right around that mark too. They were officially an inch there earlier. All right, so then this rain moves out of our region overnight tonight. To start out the day tomorrow morning, if you're getting up really early, this is showing 445. Some light showers still across the eastern half of our region, but all of that really exits here by about 9 a.m. So we should clear out rain-wise. The clouds will stick around a little bit longer. We start out tomorrow morning overcast, temperatures in the mid-40s for us here. Then mid-50s tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy skies. You see the clouds moving out of here west to east, and then we clear out overnight tomorrow night. But the big story is we go from the mid-40s today for our daytime highs into the mid-50s tomorrow, and then we keep that warming trend in play for us here. Check this out over the days ahead. If you're looking forward to some spring-like weather, it is on its way. Mid-60s for us on Monday and Tuesday. Low 70s for us Wednesday and Thursday. Stray showers possible on Thursday. Most of us stay dry, but as you can see towards the end of that 7-day forecast next weekend, highs return back to the 40s and 50s.
But Lance, at least you're bringing some sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, if you can work from home all week next week, do it.
Well, thankfully, people have some sunshine to look forward to. Lance,
there you
thank
go.
you.
That's right.
Mizzou, a big game against Texas today. Let's get into the highlights. We are running out of time. Mizzou fans absolutely fired up to see the Tigers host Texas. Jaden Stone, my goodness, might be a play of the year candidate for Mizzou. Ferocious dunk. We get another look. Stone, he's got to be a diamond because he's going hard. Putting a Longhorn on a poster. Tigers still trailing. Star forward Mark Mitchell going to get involved. He had a game-high 12 first-half points. And in the second half, a little bit more from Nick Randall, finishing the in-transition bucket. But Mizzou falls short. They get rocked in the second half and lose big. And that will do it for sports.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Lance, also as well. That's all we have for you for 5 on your side at 10. Happy Valentine's Day and have a great night.